Calling to order the meeting of the Button County Board of Elections for Friday, March 8th, 2024. Full house tonight. I know I've got some duplicators here, though, I bet. Thanks, y'all, for being here. Mr. Whitney, do we have anyone participating online? Not at the moment. No virtual participants yet. Well, I hope they get here. All righty. Our first item of business will be approval of the agenda. Before we approve the agenda, I would like to suggest an amendment. Item Roman numeral 1.5, review of minutes. I mean, what the heck?
What the heck?
We got 3 meetings worth. We may as well take a look. So with that amendment to the minutes, I move adoption of the minutes. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. The motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everybody. Speaking of minutes, did everyone have a chance to review the minutes of, let me make sure I get this right, February 27th, March 4th, and March 5th? All right. Did anyone have any questions or comments about the minutes of February 27th? I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of February 27th. Thank you, Ms. Brain. We have a motion before the board to approve the minutes of March 27th. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 February.
I'm sorry. March.
It's okay. We're just.
February 27th. Thank you for the amendment. That motion carried 5-0. Thank you. Next, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, March 4th.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Thank you. The motion carries 5-0. Last but not least, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of Election Day, Tuesday, March 5th.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Ms. Stein. All those in favor of the motion before the board, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Thank you. The motion carries 5-0. Agenda is approved. Minutes are dispatched. Director Duncan, office updates.
Thank you. So Canvas Week is going well. We're processing the provisionals. We're going to have the absentee meeting this evening. We have 170 absentees to process this evening and about 310 provisionals. I wanted to remind everyone that the sample audit is Monday at 10 a.m. Anyone is welcome to join that meeting or that open process. It's not a meeting though. But yes, it's going very well. In fact, we are going to get the weekend off.
Oh, all right. Well done.
Yes. We talked about the absentee meeting, so we're doing that tonight, and there is a supplemental abstract that goes with that one so that we can post those results. So you'll do that again this evening. And then for the provisional part of the meeting, it's not approving provisionals, it is looking at the photo ID exception forms that we got for provisionals. So you'll take a look at those, make sure that just kind of is very similar to what you do for absentee. Make sure they check out. There are some that were sealed inside the provisional envelope, so you'll need to open those. And take a look at those, review those, and then they'll go back into the stack and be presented to you for approval or disapproval or partial approval on the provisional meeting. So that's a new thing that we're doing, but it's pretty straightforward. The petitions, I wanted to clarify some things about, I've been getting so many questions about these petitions. So I just wanted to clarify some rules about it. So we are obligated to process all the signatures that we get for petitions. We weren't able to keep processing those during early voting. We didn't have the capacity. So we still have some for both petitions to process. And we have till April 8th to do that. We think we'll get that done before that time, though. And you all might be getting questions about this too. We think we'll get that done, maybe even before Canvas. It just kind of depends on how quickly we get provisionals done. But we'll prioritize that when we can. Then the certificate of petition gets issued. So if they reach the number of signatures, then they get a certificate of petition qualifying them to file for candidacy. Then they are allowed to file for candidacy. So then they pay their filing fee and they fill out the petition for unaffiliated candidacy form, and that's when they become a candidate. Does that make sense? Okay, and then the last super fun thing that we're going to talk about is that it is pretty much guaranteed that we have a second primary. And so the dates that we gave you for that, for the May 14th primary, start thinking about those with your vacations and those sort of plans. I had something else. Oh, so something else that's big with that is that we have to finalize our early voting plan for that by March 18th. And I brought some data pertaining to that, to this meeting, so that we could start thinking about it. And then I would like to pick a date, and I suggest the 14th for us to approve a implementation plan. Let me find that. Where is my data? Oh, it's right here. So the state board just sent out an email letting us know that March 18th is the deadline for us, because they want to review the plans and have them all ready by March 26th, which is their canvas. We did have a very similar primary in 2020. So in 2020, we had a congressional Republican primary. And this is a statewide Republican primary, but it's in 2 contests, but they're statewide. And in 2020, we had 1 site open, and it was at our warehouse. But I suggest we do it here now that we have this building. It's a better location. And we do have to have early voting for the whole period. We didn't open during the weekends for that election. There was a lot of interest in that particular election, but turnout was still only 8%. So we might want to keep it in mind of, we were not going to have very much volume for that. What other things are interesting for that? I think that's it. So what we did in 2020, which I feel like we should do again, is early voting 8 to 5 here. And that is our only early voting site. There's no same-day registration for a second primary because registration's closed. Those are the differences with early voting. So I'm wondering if there's any questions, any more data that's wanted, and what date we should pick to try to aim for approving a plan.
I'm curious, what are the hours that you're proposing?
8 to 5.
8 to 5. So
Business hours.
So we don't do the same kind of schedule that we do in regular early voting for the first primary, 8 to 5. We were.
The 7:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
Let me verify that.
Okay.
Good question. Like were the
Just want to be fully compliant.
Yes, were the laws different in 2020?
Don't we have all sites open for?
For election day, we
Election day.
would open all 80 locations. So it is going to cost a bit, and I have notified the county that because it's something that we don't budget for, that's a contingent. So I've notified them of some estimates. Over 100,000 just for election day poll workers is 81,000.
Are any of these races state races?
Both of them are state.
So doesn't the state help us?
counties are required to pay for all elections, except for municipals, which they reimburse us
Yeah,
for.
the two races are lieutenant governor and auditor, looking for the Republican nominees. I will add that there are a couple of congressional districts that will also have second primaries for the Republican Party. So we got off easy. We only got two. There's some jurisdictions that will have more than that.
So, did I understand right that when you all were talking just now, that you're going to check to make sure that we're within the law about the times that have to be opened, correct? And there would, at this point, and you'll of course check with whether there has to be any kind of weekend opening as well?
I think the only weekend requirement is that last Saturday.
Okay.
Mr. Quinn,
Mr. Aceto.
say we got a slew of Tuesday meetings to count absentee ballots. Do you think we're gonna need those?
So the law states that we have to get ballots ready, quote, as soon as possible. So as soon as we canvass, then we'll start working on that, which is, the iterative process between the state board, the vendor, and us. So it does take some time, even with the ballot being simple. But the whole state is running a second primary, so there's a lot. There's 100 counties that we have to when we are making sure the ballot is right, that is called
Synchronization.
Proofing?
Proofing the
Proofing
ballot,
the
yes.
ballot.
Thank you. So all 100 counties have to proof in that back and forth method. So, even if we're fast, it doesn't mean that the state is keeping up or the vendor's keeping up. So we don't have super control over how fast we'll get those done. But it is a really tight turnaround. We'd have to do that as soon as we canvass, because the first absentee meeting is only 2 weeks from then. So that, I wonder if that's realistic, whether we will actually have that first absentee meeting.
Yeah, I would say that the first absentee meeting is tentatively or even theoretically scheduled 2 weeks after canvass. I just don't anticipate that happening.
Is it necessary that we then continue and have meetings in sequence on successive Tuesdays, or is that a matter of,
Yeah,
It's the,
Yeah, it's the law.
That's required.
the way it's short?
If we get if we've got an absentee ballot by, say, close of business the day before our Tuesday meeting, it has to be, the law says it has to be considered at that meeting.
Any
I'm
other?
not complaining. I'm just asking.
It's just.
Yeah. This is all questions right now. So, is there anything else that you'd like me to bring? And do we have an idea of what date we would like to try to do an approval of a plan? We have to have it by the 18th, which is the Monday after canvass. After this meeting, we have 2 meetings, which is the end of next week, Thursday and Friday.
Do we need a special meeting?
We don't have to do a special one. We could do it on one of those 2 dates.
Right,
Yeah, or have a different meeting if that's what you want.
Yeah, I would suggest that we take advantage of the fact that we're already scheduled to meet those 2 days, and we'll put it on the agenda for one of those.
Or we could present the plan on the
Thursday.
Thursday, and then you could,
Thanks.
if you wanted to make any
Put
changes.
it on the agenda for adoption. Fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mr. Quinn, would you like a motion? Would you like a motion to that effect?
A motion to,
That we would move, do we need a
I
motion
don't think
to
so.
consider put the early voting plan on the?
no, I think we're just going to put it on the agenda, and Director Duncan did suggest introducing the proposal at the Thursday session and ratifying it at the Friday session. That sounds like a very sound approach that I'd like to do. So we're just going to incorporate those 2 items in the respective agendas, and we should be okay. Thank you.
And we'll get email you the plan before too, so you can have some time to look at it. All right, and I believe that is all of my updates unless there are any questions about anything.
I just had one question, and it's a quick one. I'm just curious, how many absentee ballots by mail came in after Election Day?
Ooh, that'd be a good question for Justin. And I don't know.
Just rough estimate's fine. I don't. Okay.
There were exactly 28 that came in after the deadline on Tuesday.
I did have another thing.
Go.
Okay, so the other thing that we will be presenting to you has to do with same-day registrations. So law changed with same-day registrations. If a card, the first card comes back undeliverable, then we send them out a letter that tells them they need to come to our office and bring a HAVA document. We got 2 of those so far. So we have 2 of them, and so we've sent the letter, and if they don't provide HAVA by the 5 p.m. on the 14th, then those ballots will be pulled. And we'll do that through the same challenge form and manual edits on Election Day.
We got another question. I'm just curious, how many, do you have any rough estimate as to how many same-day registrations there were?
Devin, do you have a rough estimate of how many same-day registrations there were?
No, I don't know.
No, that's fine.
Hundreds or 50?
Give me a minute, I can find out.
Chairman Quinn, could I get that number? I couldn't hear that.
We don't have
a
one
number.
yet.
Oh, I didn't.
Your ears
How
are
many
okay.
ballots were there?
Problem is not in
Ballots,
your
you
set.
asked for how many more?
28.
And that is, Devin said 174. So that's it for the whole 17-day period of early voting.
All righty. Thank you for the office updates. Next on the agenda is item 3, initial provisional meeting.
And that is Shannon. She'll take over for this. And like I said at the beginning, she's going to just be showing you the photo ID exception forms and asking you to open some envelopes. But we're not approving, disapproving, or making any adjudication this evening.
Understood.
So we have a total of 27, but we have 4 that needs to be opened and see if the form is on the inside of them. We'll give you those 4 first.
Thank you, Ms. Cole.
Are we gonna do this in teams or?
Yeah.
I do too.
Mr. Quinn, may I look over your shoulders just to see
Yeah, please.
how it all looks?
Oh, I see, it's the white one, so custom.
I know. So this one gets printed out.
And you can just,
Ms. Cole, would you have us put it in the outside sleeve or back in the envelope?
so the form in the outside sleeve and leave the ballot on the inside of the
Okay.
envelope.
Because we.
Yeah. Let's do this one.
Someone did not have an email address. Do we need that?
That's if available. Option.
Okay.
There had to be a way. There had to be. Right, thank you.
And then I'll just hand you the other 23, you can look at them. I did put the forms on the outside of the envelope.
Thank you.
This one, class.
Yeah, just send them on down. And why don't Mary Ann and Glenn do that?
So Shannon, you're just asking us to look to see whether the photo ID exception form meets the requirements? That's all, okay.
Okay, so we don't, these we don't even have to open.
They're all on the outside. You just have to review.
We need to mark them in some way or just hand them over to you? Okay, cool. This is good.
Okay, it's signed. And then check the reason. So. And then check the reason.
This,
And this one did too. And this
looks
one
like I have a
was-
bad pen.
Yeah, it looks like the pen didn't work or something.
Skilled non-valid
I'm assuming
mistakes.
that this is, okay, it looks like the pen was bad.
Yes.
Okay, because everything else is fine.
Ms. Cole? So if the student is without an ID because there's, they are, is this, I'm just trying to understand, is that a
What's the,
reasonable?
what's the rule on student IDs if they didn't have? What's their reasonable doubt?
So the reasonable impediment is as long as they have it on here, the reason that they don't have it,
That's good.
and it's signed in the requirement.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So theoretically, if we thought that
Okay.
falsity, then we consider that as board and that require
This
a
is number 2.
So would we just, question for information.
Thanks.
Okay, so,
So you-
okay, here you go. And then
I
we
know
have,
that feeling, want to put the first name in there first.
and then we have, this is what we have listed. Left it in.
Yeah, that looks good. One signature bothers me a little.
Well, do you want to pass it around? No, don't be hesitant.
Well, if it didn't, it looks pretty obviously like
Well,
it.
I mean, you know, if you got any questions, just pass it around.
Yes.
Okay, let's make sure everybody thinks the same thing.
Okay,
What reason fails is if it's full.
let me dig it out here.
That's what I think it looks like, but I'd just like to have some verification.
What we would have to do.
Mr. Quinn,
We've got a,
we'd like to have everyone look at this one.
Okay.
Looks like
Sally actually
the
did.
pen just messed up,
Yeah,
but I like for having everybody look at it and just,
If you pull it out, you can feel the back of it and see where it was signed.
Oh.
You can see the initials on the back.
good idea.
All those are original words.
Yeah, they started with the blue pen, and I think it kind of messed up, and they ended up with a black one.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, this,
yeah, I just like for everybody to look at it. They think that, that's what I think.
the voter was having some struggles with the.
Yeah, and you've
the
got,
writing.
like, birth certificate here. That's right.
Do you want to show it?
This is one they want you to see. The ink kind of ran out on the pen. They had to get a new pen.
Yeah.
Obviously, they made an effort. It looks like the name.
Here's the rest of it.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
And that is all for the provisionals. We'll take those back
Alrighty.
and finish the review and bring them back to you on Thursday.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is a supplemental CIV and UOCAVA absentee ballot review. Mr. Tate.
Welcome, everyone. A little more of the same. We thought we were over, but we're not done just yet. So these are all of the ballots that came in after the close on the Monday of the meeting through Election Day, which we had quite a few people bring their ballots in on Election Day. It was pretty impressive. So we still have 5 for board review. Say, for example, the ballot was on the outside, or they said the ID's on the inside. So I'll go ahead and just let you two team up, and then y'all have those 2. Have these 3. Like I said, this is going through a full process. Has to be checked for ID, signature, witnesses.
So we're assuming the ID is inside, we have to report.
Yeah, let's see on that one. Yeah.
Are we gonna reseal these?
Nope.
We're just gonna approve?
Oh, and then you need the sheets to sign off on.
Make sure we have the name.
You?
That's correct.
So, current.
Currency. Put that back in here. Review. Everything looks good.
Did have it in it. So that
Let me
can
check the
actually
name.
go on the back side. No, we're gonna run the ballots, so you can go ahead.
Oh, you just want to stick it in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you approve it. So,
No, I didn't.
Date, signatures.
Okay.
that one's good. All right, we'll just sign that one.
Did you check your ID?
Yeah. I just want to see the ID.
Everything match, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just double checking that.
Sounds good.
ID first.
License.
License, got the right name.
That one looks like it's pre-sealed as well.
Did you check him off?
Yeah, I will. I just wanted to.
You know, I didn't.
Let's see, ID. Yeah.
Look okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Joe's eight, right?
Initial both those, good.
Oh, that's just the dead. Okay, you're in charge of dead envelopes. I've got it. Thank you. 2. No, that's the
Those, you got in your hand right now, don't you?
1.
One didn't have it, did it?
Oh, that's
Didn't
right.
have that.
Last thing I want to do. Okay. So here is a This is well, just make sure you like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing it's inside. We'll find out. It is. Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Did you see the date and all that jazz?
Looks like everybody's approved.
Okay.
That's one of those that doesn't matter. Okay, so this goes in this jacket. Side.
Mm-hmm.
And this,
Yeah, they're just for the
I
timestamp
got
on it.
an initial that. You can have that. That's valid.
All right.
And here are the,
If you sign that one and that one. I'll take those in there. There you go, George. Maybe check off on all of those. One copy for triplicate. Actually, I'm gonna send this down the line.
Did you tell them where
we were having a conversation last night.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
Well, I want to, because the Koreans told me that I hold my chopsticks.
8.
Yeah,
2 and
I
5.
never did figure out what they meant.
yeah, fun.
So I was sitting with a couple of people who were savvy. So we didn't realize I hold chopsticks. That instead of that.
Yeah, they're all. Oh, sorry, that was.
That's what some of the Koreans in India would pick up.
Check off all of them.
Now, I can operate a chemical plant. I have no, I was told how to do it and I didn't pick it up.
All right, colleagues, we have had a chance to review, how many was that? 5. No wonder it happened so quickly. We had a chance to review the 5 ballots. Oh, thank you. Yes, I can see it. I was going to ask for an electronic scoreboard in future, but I guess we won't need that now.
I don't like the kind that makes the little, does the fireworks.
That only happens at Canvas, I think, the fireworks and the grand finale. Okay, we just reviewed 5 civilian ballots, and I would entertain a motion to approve those for consideration. I didn't look at them myself, but those are, yeah, the 5 civilian ones for board review.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Thank you. The motion carries 5-0.
Moving on to military duplicated ballots. Again, these have been reviewed. We just need you to check and sign the affidavit.
Were these all sent in by email
Yeah.
or, okay.
These are all email. I'll give you the sheet to check too.
Okay, thanks.
Let's see, here's your name.
Mr. Chairman, if you want an autograph. Thank you.
Yeah. And here's your precinct.
Issues on privacy waiver. That's good, okay.
You need to sign that one too.
Okay.
Sign this.
Does that agree? Yes, sir. It appears to be. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks good to me. That's good.
Here's that one.
Pass that one on down.
Good.
All signed. Thank you, colleagues. I would entertain a motion to approve the 3 military supplemental absentee ballots that we just reviewed. Thank you, Mr. Aceto. There is a motion before the board. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. The motion carries 5-0.
Up next, overseas ballots that were duplicated. 16.
We got this one.
Oh, we start at the top here.
Top this time, okay, precinct. 2.1.
Good.
Just a quick look at the first.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
And we want to just make sure nothing crazy.
yeah, looks good. We got to sign.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we do.
These in precinct numbers.
That flipped over is fine, they already are in the precinct numbers.
Awesome.
That's good. Did you need to see the name of? Thank you.
I just had one quick. Maybe I missed something. They don't have to put where they are, right? Just the name. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I got you.
right, thank you, colleagues. I will entertain a motion to approve the 16 overseas civilian supplemental absentee ballots that were just reviewed.
I will entertain that motion.
Thank you, Ms. Stein. There's a motion before the board. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0. We approach the finish line, Mr. Tate. We approach the finish line.
Next to the last. These are the ID exception forms. You will have to take these by precinct. And check them, so.
Said they have to check. What are we checking?
It's okay.
We're just checking the exception form? Oh, okay, all right, so, but here, like this, we just need to remove the ballot and initial the new law. Okay, that's fine. So are you happy with this? Well,
It's 2.1.
This is for checking names. Okay, yeah.
make sure there's nothing strange on it.
Same thing, just all in one file, never in separate. Oh, you just say every time we change it, one.
Okay, back to that one. This one's,
Here we go.
crossed it,
If it's filled in, it's okay.
but it's crossed out.
They're all X.
Okay.
So it looks to me like they Xed them and somebody told them they had to fill them in, but it don't count.
Should it bother me that,
As long as they don't mess with this, it'll still catch it and it's not going into any of the other ones.
should it bother me that I've got a different county on here?
No duplicate, it's okay.
Should that bother me?
Okay, that goes to different selection. There we go. Same precinct.
2.3. Okay. Things look good.
I'm not thinking that that's on the statute as something that has to be. Just kind of wondering how that happened. I mean, that's the kind of thing they do in Haywood County.
Different precinct.
I don't know where that is. 806, where's those at?
It's not, it's close.
It's here, right?
Yeah, it's,
There you
it's way over
go.
there.
Oh, well, these people are Kent and Wayne, so we'll see the witnesses.
Just precinct.
Yes, 9.1.
Here, see if you like that. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, we changed that one. That one is 12.4. No. Congrats.
I was wondering if something was wrong.
Yep.
It should.
Something squirrely there. Precinct. Definitely.
Okay.
Good.
Mark out that date's before that day. Yeah. He's,
We're ready to go on these, Justin. Yeah.
Very good.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, Robert. Yeah, yeah. Mike. This one. Mike. Bam. Yeah. The notary. The notary public. There you go. Oh, it doesn't look it. Okay, this should be the last one.
All right, colleagues, thank you for reviewing the 12 absentee, supplemental absentee ballots that had photo ID exception forms. I would entertain a motion to approve those 12 ballots. So thank you, Mr. Aceto. There's a motion before the board to approve the 12 supplemental absentee ballots with photo ID exception forms. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Thank you. The motion carries 5-0. Which leaves us with 147.
know you were incentivizing us to go slow.
One more but I did, but she's working.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see, let me find individual. Oh,
Precincts.
oh yeah, 17 point, okay.
Should start over here.
Yep. You wanna, how do you want me to?
I don't care. You want me to check them?
Yep. I'm just gonna check every fifth one, is that okay? Wait, do you wanna look at every ID?
Precinct 29.2.
Okay.
We're gonna start with this one right down here.
You have already looked at the ID forms on these. Yeah, that's what I thought.
And there it is. There's that first one. So the first thing we do
They matches.
is we check this envelope for completeness. So we have the voter's signature and it was witnessed by two different people. And so
Okay.
if you saw the rules,
It's good. It's good.
voter signed it, two
We're
of
at
the
17.1.
Then what we do is we open the thing up, and I do this, so I make sure I don't slice the
His name.
Otherwise, you get
Point 'em out for you.
Yeah, exactly. And the first thing we do is compare this number with this number. And so we're good. So what we do is we take this, put it face down over there. I'm gonna initial this and date it.
Name's correct.
And do you have pen? You're the best. It's just so hard. Just put a little check mark next to the name of the person. And then we just go to the next page.
That's good.
Just so you know, we'll be doing this.
Yeah, there's still 17.1.
Oh, and this, we just put here. And just so you know, the last one we got here is gonna be right there. There it is. As soon as we get down the bottom of the page, we're done. We got all these to do, and then we're done.
Interesting name.
Alrighty, so, here we have. Got witnessed.
Still 17.1.
Yes. We got a couple more.
Okay.
Yep, and I initial this thing, put a date on it. One of the things that we'll do is we go along here. We're on precinct 29.2 right now. When we get through with this one here, then that's all of the 29.2. And then we'll start with 30.2.
I'm trying.
He's doing a good job.
I did a couple of them last time. so-
Yes.
And here we have Karen, Cash, Daddy.
Still in 17.1. Date.
Still good. Those numbers are great.
So, look okay?
He's just- He's got one of those driver's licenses.
Young one.
This is, these are all absentee ballots.
25.
Okay.
Looks younger, that one.
We want to make sure.
When do we come and do to be renewed? That's good. Still 17.1.
Okay. precinct, right? No, we're still on 18.2.
No, 18.2. Wait a minute, we needed to swap them there. I think that's two that were, no, that's where it changes right there.
At 18.2,
No, turn it, no, just one.
just the one.
Turn one around. That's 18.2.
Okay.
That's where it changed.
And the first one's
17.1.
right, okay.
So we're good. We're still in 18.2. Andrew. Yes, good job. Yep, it's valid. These two, 'cause these two came from the same household.
Okay, yeah.
Make sure our CIDs are good. Good, very good. That looks good. My name's correct. Good idea. Yes. Looks fine. Oh, I love those.
It's easy. Can't miss that one.
That's really good, so I just signed that, didn't I? Well, you know, don't believe this.
Yes.
Teresa Brown.
Still in 18.2. Yes, that's good. Wait a minute. Does that say 02?
Identified on February 24th, 2024.
Okay, okay.
Republic.
That's when it worked. Okay,
All right, listen,
better.
this looks like the companion right here. Yeah, we got it switched right there.
Looks good. Still 18.2.
He's
Name's good.
43, her ballot is 1343.
Looks like the same.
He's 13.
Yeah. Same, is that the same house?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
I know that, right?
Deborah. Yes. We're starting right now on 20.1.
So, expired driver's license, but she was
No, it's not quite expired, isn't that a 4?
no, it's 3.
Oh, 23, okay.
She was 65.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Everything else looks fine.
Okay. This is 20.1.
Yes. We just started 20.1 now. Well, signatures are different, somebody, same person probably wrote it. But signatures are different, so
Oh, yeah.
not unusual. You see what's there? Yeah. Next one's the same household, I think, so we'll see how very closely. Must be all the two, so.
This is Susan Charlotte.
Cool. It looks like the same group.
Current driver's license.
Yeah, we're
Different.
starting a different precinct. Oh, I see, yeah. Got carried away and started to write the voter's name on it. Yeah.
Driver's license.
Yeah.
No matches. Different precinct, right?
Yes.
same
Look at the
precinct,
name.
right?
Isn't that interesting?
Okay. You guys look at that. All right, two to
This must have been a maiden name.
Why not? Well, usually if that happens, they just don't bother to change their name. I had a friend that
Oh,
was a McCall, married a McCall, she just didn't change her name. And she didn't have it. Seemed redundant.
yeah,
Yep.
so 21.1, okay.
Mhm. That's the last one. We're moving into the precinct now. My signature. What do you think? Looks a lot like the same signature, doesn't it?
Oh, these two?
Yeah.
I just. My position on that is the state wants to get a handwriting expert, get Whitaker.
Well, they're gonna be doing it with software, so that's the way to
Yeah.
do it.
You okay with that?
Different,
He printed his name, looks like Wolger or something.
looks like they signed it and then realized and printed it and signed it here.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah, easy.
That was it, so.
One more.
And this is the
That's
first
just-
22.2.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the one municipal, I must have gotten very affiliated ballot. So 22.
These look okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, I was lost.
Oh. The bills are-
Uh-oh.
What is it?
Power bills.
You better make it, you better put a stamp on that. You better get that stamp.
Are we supposed to get to them?
I paid that damn bill. What do you mean?
Never seen that one before.
Wait a minute.
We're almost done.
Oh, good. They're gonna get the next batch. Yes.
Different precinct,
Hmm?
different
Yeah,
precinct.
we're starting with 23.3 now.
Driver's license.
Yes.
Opportunity to switch because,
New precinct, right?
Yes. This is, okay. This is also, yes.
Current driver's license.
give us some. We'll let you dig that and write these two notes.
second 23.3.
Yes.
Well, again, we got some utility bills out of the deal. Have you looked at these IDs? Cleared them? Do we need to be looking at that? You did? Okay, so no, we don't need to clear them. We've been done 10 minutes. It's been a minute ago. What's wrong? I didn't want to, you wanted to look at them? I think that's- All right, are you ready?
This is Joyce and Patrick.
We're on Mossy and Joyce. We got two in a row, see if they messed it up. Are you ready?
This must be a team. I've seen those. Must be that team.
Motion's too young.
I'm sure you can find something else to do with your time.
No, just neighbors or something. See, there's, that was one of theirs. We did hers a minute ago.
Another bossy. We're not doing that anymore. When you see one, you want to look at it, you just say, I want to see it.
This is Mario Bonaccio Swan.
This is a change, 26.1. New precinct.
new
No,
pre-
this
this
is the
is-
first one.
Okay.
Change precincts.
Alan Fraser Jackson.
Yeah.
We're signed it. President goes around.
Which precinct? Again.
And they match. Here we have Owen Bradford.
Okay, this is just gonna be one each precinct.
Yeah, we, that one, the 6-1, and that one's 28-1.
Oh,
They look so much alike.
one, this is 28, one.
No, we just started 28-1. This is 26.
Oh,
See, that one's there. and
okay,
that-
all right, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. This is the second one we've gotten 28 on.
Okay.
6 is an 8. Whoa. Take it back. Let's make sure.
Stuck it right against the thing.
Just open it and we'll see.
Donna Irene Wakefield.
No
That
problem.
should work, that should go through, I think.
We'll take it. 6. Okay.
Is that gonna go through? Will that go through?
Might. If it doesn't, it'll kick it.
Okay. 28-1. That's the same.
I think so.
And another 28-1.
passport.
There's always, like,
You know, they've just been so easy to check.
Yeah.
It's just, and they're also,
if you get in rhythm, it doesn't take
I'm,
long.
I'm, s- I'm,
That
sup-
looks good.
yeah, I'm surprised how.
Is it on the list? We're starting with 60. Okay.
There's some envelopes.
Terry, I gotta tell you, you're good luck. We didn't have any dispatches, everything was as it should be.
Thank you.
Boom.
Two, that was one. Is it John's? Yep. Is it good?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We can do that. We can definitely do that, buddy.
Yeah.
I think we'll make it.
I don't know what that
This
means.
is Mary Frances Carter.
Checked in
For
LO.
witness.
I don't know what that means. I need a, okay, which precinct are we in here?
60.4.
Yes, got it. Not sure what that is. We got a sticky, we don't know what it means.
What was the sticky?
Everything looks okay.
LO means.
Yeah,
Looks good to
yeah.
me too.
All right.
This is a different precinct. 60.2. Yes. That's good. New precinct.
Driver's license.
This is still 62 point. Oh, this is the first one, wait a minute. 60.2.
This is 60.
Okay, yeah. That's right.
This is their precinct.
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes. It's the same precinct. Yes.
Current drivers.
Yep. Very good.
And this is
Same precinct.
same precinct. Okay.
This one will be two. You better one more of those.
Okay.
That's weird.
It looks odd, but those say we don't second guess the voter's signature. When I pull out the memo,
It just kind of looks weird. So.
Read David Martin Roberts.
this thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
signatures. And the ID matches, I mean.
His name is Marlon Van. V-A-N.
Yeah.
You know, some people sign their nicknames, that's true. Like you say, it's kind of like Bert Better.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
I wish we'd get better, clearer guidance on that.
well, they say you don't second guess a voter's signature.
Well, I think that's supposed to refer to scribble signatures. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the last one in 62. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, very yes.
I'm not as concerned about those as the ones that just look identical. Another one that looks like she signed her last name first, which she might have. Frank Barba, okay. And again, interesting last names.
Yeah.
I'm one to talk, right?
Oh. Well, hadn't thought about that.
I get that all the time. I get this look like, what?
That's a new
Yeah.
precinct, right?
Yes. These came from the same house.
Still in page 7.
Yeah, I know people, I mean, my husband signed his name Tom, his name is Thomas, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're changing precincts. I like these signatures, I can read them.
Well, it's in this, you say, it's just the way the curves, I mean, it's very distinctive, but it's like, it's got a little thing. They do zingers.
New precinct, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it's the first one in 64.
Or is there gonna be several of those? Or are there gonna be a few of those?
Yes, matter of fact, the rest of them might, well, maybe.
You mean it's expiration?
Yep.
Yeah, it's on a seal, and it's there.
How did you feel the day after election day?
Well, you know, it went so smoothly at the warehouse.
I was just tired.
We got home pretty early, so kind of, you know, I was kind of tired the next day, but it wasn't bad at all.
Okay.
And it's the first 64.1.
Correct. No, it should be second.
Check here.
Be second.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's right.
Okay, yep. As long as there's not craziness on there.
Marie, can we get on that, state board hearing on Monday, the one with the Havoc complaint is gonna be heard? Can we get on that one with is there a way to get on it with,
Yes. On your computer you will. On your county computer you'll get
county
it.
computer?
Mhm.
All right, so I couldn't get on Zoom, I got
Yeah, there's a link.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Oh, I
not
could.
gonna be around your computer.
Well, I am, I've gotta be grandchild duty, but I'm gonna try and do it. I have grandchildren to
This is
myself this week,
65.1 we just changed. First one.
because my wife has gone to the other batch
This
of
folks are not gonna get to vote.
grandchildren, so
Who will?
he's 11 years old, fifth grader.
Shake it down.
Sometimes his sister,
Let's do that.
he's a junior.
Close, but we didn't.
No, his sister's a junior. He's a fifth
There you
grader.
go. And there's only one of those.
Yeah,
Then
then,
we're going to another precinct.
no, he's in the fifth grade.
67.1. There's two of these.
Does he take the rest of them?
I'd go pick him up. His parents take him to school and I pick him up. Ma'am, that'd be nice. Just randomly forward it to. What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd make somebody really paranoid.
Now this is a new one. We've got two of these.
I don't know who they are.
We only had one of the other one.
Yeah, just send it to my personal. That'd be wonderful, thank you.
And if you don't see it, just let me know on Monday.
Okay. That's right, well, it's gonna be a near thing whether I can get to it or not. Four. And
Shake it down.
talk a fifth grader into watching it.
We're on the last one. We want to make sure.
No, you never can tell, he might. Did I sign that? Stuck up there at the top.
Shake it down real hard.
You never can tell what likes to look.
This one's giving us trouble. Let's see.
Came out okay.
Yes. Okay. Here, where is there? I think there's a signature page on these, is there? It's on it on the back page. You sign that one? Do you have another one? I think we got them all.
All right, colleagues, thank you. We have just reviewed 147 supplemental absentee ballots that, that did not require additional review. All those in favor of approving the 147 absentee by mail ballots that we just reviewed, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Thank you. The motion carries 5-0. The only thing we're waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, is the abstract to sign. You needn't stay for that, but if you wouldn't mind coming back tomorrow and putting your Sally Stein on it, that'd be great.
How about Monday?
Monday works too.
Don't come tomorrow.
Don't mind me. Kareem told us at the top of the meeting that they get the weekend off, so I suppose we should honor that.
Well, I'm gonna stick around because I'm in White Mountain, so rather than me come back to Asheville.
Yeah, I just need to slow down. Okay. I'll just come by. Does it matter what time?
Well, we have the sample audit at 10.
That's right.
at 11.
Anytime on Monday.
10 for the sample audit?
Here before, like,
Oh,
Yes,
right,
10.
I'm supposed to do babysitting at 11. That's my Monday.
anyway, anytime on Monday, we're open, we'll have it ready. Anytime.
I am, but I got Adam. I do forget.
Where am I signing?
On your phone?
So
Have-
I'll
we
be
haven't
signing
already
the-
gotten
Oh.
that
I'll be signing
link
the-
for the meeting, state meeting, have we?
The absentee ballot,
We haven't already gotten the link for the state meeting, have
the
we?
supplemental absentee.
When was that? Do you know?
I have it up, so.
Yeah, I think I saw it, but. Oh, I know, but I'll just search it. That's easy.
There's 2.
Goodbye.
Ready when you are, sir.
See you. Okay. All right, I guess we'll see you Thursday, right?
Read it. Then I'll read all of it, and then you can follow him.
You can do that.
All right. I state your name. Chair of the Buncombe County Board of Elections, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a list of all executed military overseas ballots to be voted in the election to be conducted on the 5th day of March 2024, which have been approved by the County Board of Elections and which have either been received by the County Board of Elections no later than the close of the polls, or the covered voter submitted the ballot for mailing, electronic transmission, or other authorized means of delivery not later than 12:01 a.m. on the day of the election, and the ballot was delivered to the Board of Elections by the end of the business day on the business day before the canvass conducted by the County Board of Elections. I further certify that I have issued military overseas ballots. If we could keep it down, please. To the other persons that have listed there herein, and further that I have not delivered military overseas ballots to persons other than those listed herein. That this list constitutes the only
Please. Thank you.
precinct registration of covered voters whose registration may be permanent or temporary as provided by law. It's a lot.
Thank you. I, Jake Quinn, Chair of the Buncombe County Board of Elections, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a list of all executed military overseas ballots to be voted in the election to be conducted on the 5th day of March 2024, which have been approved by the County Board of Elections and which have either been received by the County Board of Elections no later than the close of polls, or the covered voter submitted the ballot for mailing, electronic transmission, or other authorized means of delivery not later than 12:01 a.m. on the day of the election, and the ballot was delivered to the Board of Elections by the end of the business, on the business day, before the canvass conducted by the County Board of Elections. I further certify that I have issued military overseas ballots to no other persons than those listed herein, and further that I have not delivered military overseas ballots to persons other than those listed herein. That this list constitutes the only precinct registration of covered voters whose registration may be permanent or temporary as provided by law.
Awesome. All right, next. Do you have that copy?
Thank you.
I state your name. Chair of the Buncombe County Board of Elections, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a list of all executed absentee ballots to be voted in the election to be conducted on the 5th day of March 2024, which have been approved by the County Board of Elections and which have either been transmitted by mail or commercial carrier service at the voter's expense, or delivered in person or by the voter's near relative or viable legal guardian, and received by the county board no later than 5 p.m. on election day, been postmarked on or before the day of the election, and received by the County Board of Elections not later than 3. Okay, this is the old one. This is, We'll have to make addendums to this then. So no later than the day of the election and by 7:30 p.m. thereof. I certify that the chair, member, officer, and employee of the Board of Elections has not delivered ballots or absentee voting to any person other than the voter by mail or by commercial courier service or in person except as provided by law, and have not mailed or delivered ballots when the request for the ballot was received after the deadline provided by law.
Thank you. I, Jake Quinn, Chair of the Button County Board of Elections, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a list of all executed absentee ballots to be voted in the election to be conducted on the 5th day of March 2024, which have been approved by the County Board of Elections and which have either been transmitted by mail or by commercial courier service at the voter's expense, or delivered in person or by the voter's near relative or verifiable legal guardian and received by the county board not later than 5 p.m. on election day, or been postmarked on or before the day of the election and received by the county board of elections not later than 7:30 p.m. on election day. I certify that the chair, member, officer, or employee of the Board of Elections has not delivered ballots for absentee voting to any person other than the voter by mail or by commercial courier service or in person, except as provided by law, and have not mailed or delivered ballots when the request for the ballot was received after the deadline provided by law. Thank you, sir.
All right, I'll make an addendum to that. How are you going to do?
I'm just going to revise this oath a little bit.
Huh, that was the one that the state had put out.
It can be a challenge to stay up to date. And I'd be happy to do those other ones too. Okay, good. At ease. All right. We just get the abstracts, we sign them. Sign the bags. Finish our bureaucratic doings.
The protocol on election night was different because you had the machines here and we had to shut them down. And was that because the statute was amended to say we have to shut the machines down, the board?
So we have always had the machines here, but
Yeah.
we have done it at the 2 o'clock meeting and then presented that to you. Now, the law says that we can't do it at that 2 o'clock meeting, that they need to be done at the 7:30 meeting. And in order to get it done quickly, having the board help us close down the polls makes it faster.
I see,
So-
so that
Does the
was the,
statute actually say who closes them down, or just that they have to be closed down after 7:30?
After 7:30 and, overseen by the board like our other things. So doesn't mean the board has to do it, but it was helpful that you did, yes, and sign all the tapes and all that. But we could have done that. Staff could have done that if.
The reason I ask is because the tapes had 5 signature spots, and they usually only have 3. And I was just curious if they're prepared for the board to do it.
I think so. I think that that's a good option.
Yeah. next Tuesday at 5 p.m. And, but here we've got them at 3:30. We make it earlier, so, okay. Yes. That's very good. It is confusing. Details matter. Well, lots of luck on that.
Yeah, no,
Really? Here's a flash drive. It's March. Which means
that takes down when you sit in the same chair for 2 hours.
check your pocket. And there it is.
I know better than to put it in my pocket without a cap on. I'll let that go. Oh, thank you. You filched my pin.
Just kept it up here.
You're probably right about that. Yes, the abstract by hand. The vestige of an era
You don't
gone
wanna
by.
explain that.
Folks, we're just waiting for the final report that the board has to sign before we finish. And it's kind of interesting because the law requires that the report be written by hand. And so what we do is we take a report that's generated by the system and we copy it onto a form by hand. And we have to be very, very careful because the abstract is the tabulation. And you have to make sure that the abstract says exactly what that report said. So we check it twice and 3 times to make sure it's perfectly accurate. Just so you know what we're waiting for. if someone wanted to contact their legislative representative and suggest a slight tweak in the election law so that maybe we could use the report generated by the system, improve our efficiency. Just a thought.
So is it a matter of minutes, hours, days?
Minutes.
I mean,
Unless we have to do it again. You laugh. That has happened. I'm sure some of you have been here when we have redone abstracts. So, just to kind of move things along so we can adjourn quickly when we do have the abstracts finished, our next meeting date will be Thursday, March 14th, also known as Pi Day. And it's at 5:30 p.m. right here. And then, the next day, we'll be back. What? 3:30?
yes,
Is it really?
it's 3:30.
We weren't waiting for 5 o'clock close of business?
March 14th, 3:30.
Okay. My bad. 3:30.
We do have a sample audit on Monday.
Well, that's different. And then Friday, March 15th,
Ooh, I've got it down to it.
the Ides of March. We will meet at 11 a.m. here for Canvas. And as Ms. Brain just pointed out, we will conduct the sample audit here on this coming Monday, the 11th at 10 a.m.
What time do you want to be here on Canvas Day? I'm sorry.
11 a.m. on Friday the 15th. And the sample audit on Monday is not an official board meeting, but y'all are welcome to come and observe if you so desire. Just waiting on the abstract. Thank you, Mr. Tate. I have appreciated how smoothly absentee ballot processing has gone for this primary election, and I really do appreciate your organization and presentation skills on this. Mhm.
Mr. Brent, how long, I should remember, but I don't. How long will that Canvas meeting last? Does that take the rest of the afternoon, or is that?
No, sir.
Sorry, early.
Director Duncan, what is your best guesstimate on the length of time for Canvas?
So we will need to hold the hearings for the two challenges and then pause to do manual edits. But we are having lunch come at 12:30, I think. Currently 12, but it can easily be 12. So we're thinking as long as things go fine, that it'll just be an hour. But remember, that's the meeting where we bring all the stuff and you can review, so you can keep it long as you want with those things before you certify and then we notarize all that stuff and make it official. I think the draft
want to compliment my colleagues today on no sliced ballots.
Are they for like a drive? Like, are they for like a voter registration drive? Okay, so those we have separate forms for, and I can give you like a stack of them, we can do that before we leave.
Now, the good news is that for the second primary, it takes a whole lot less time to do the abstract. You gotta look for silver linings, folks.
Famous last words.
Hey, come on. When there's only 2 races, it won't take as long.
While we're waiting, after the second primary, is there a time that we can, look at election wear? No. No, look at election wear.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, Bria showed us some the other night, but, yeah.
Yep, she talked about that.
Okay, good.
Mr. Quitter, while we're waiting, can I ask a question that's totally unrelated to what we're waiting for?
Shoot.
As you know, I'm the chief judge of the 67.1 Weaverville, and it seems to me, although I didn't keep an accurate count, that about a fourth of the people who came to our precinct to vote had to be sent off to another precinct. And that just seems extraordinarily high. Only one person brought in her voter card, her mail-in card, and showed it to me, and she indeed did believe that she was at the community center, which is the other precinct. That was her mistake, but it just seems like an awful lot of number of people had to be sent away. Is that typical?
For 2.5 weeks, folks get to vote any place they want to. And I'm sure that a lot of people saw the Weaverville Community Center open, active, voting's going on. And they say, oh, so this is where people vote. So on election day, where do they go?
But I'm not the community center, I'm the town hall.
The town hall. Then I don't know that one.
It just seems it's an extremely high number.
It is, especially considering that Weaverville is one of the 2 municipalities in the county that has elections, municipal elections in odd-numbered years. And so the folks in your community are voting every year. And I would sort of expect folks to remember where that place is that they vote every year on election day.
That's a good point, but many of those that we sent to other precincts don't actually get to vote in the municipal year because they're outside town limits.
There you go.
Before we had the beautiful Weaverville Community Center, we would vote early at town hall.
At town hall, right. That I remember.
I just wondered, do other precincts have as many people in the wrong place, or is it just people up on the north end of the county who have a hard time reading?
Can I answer that?
Well, I mean, one of the things that I observed, and if you end up in the wrong precinct, the chances are you're going to vote a provisional ballot.
Well, that's about that in a moment. Go on.
Buncombe had the 3rd highest number of provisional ballots in the state. for this primary election. I don't know why that is, but.
Maybe the whole county has a hard time reading. I'm just hung up here, and that's my second question. I was talking to an election.
When you're an educator, you, in Buncombe County, you probably could explain that.
I was talking to an election worker in another precinct. We were discussing the provisional ballots.
Yes.
And she said that she had been discouraged from offering provisionals to people who were in the wrong precinct, but were otherwise totally clean, just in the wrong precinct, she said, because she had been told that most of those did not get approved.
That's, that sounds like poor information.
That struck me as being extremely strange, but I just wondered if you could comment on that.
In my experience, we approve about half of the provisionals. I mean, there's half that we don't approve, and those that we approve, some are approved in full and some are approved partially, depending on whether or not the ballot that the individual voted, the provisional ballot, included all the races for which they were eligible. Don't you think that's right? I mean, I think a quarter are approved in full, a quarter are approved partial, and half of them are not approved. That's just.
And you went to training, of course, because you're a poll worker. So in training, you are supposed to tell the voter their options and they choose. But they need to be informed that if they choose to stay, they might not get the ballot style that.
Right.
And maybe that person took that as discouragement. I don't know, but it's
I don't know.
discouraging
It just
from
alarms
provision.
me to hear that from somebody and say, okay, I heard nothing like that, and it's a little bit.
I'm glad that you haven't heard anything, yes,
Yeah.
because discouraging is not something we want to do. And that might also be why we have a high number of provisionals, but it's worth it.
Hey, Cheryl,
May I ask a related question?
please.
Of those that aren't approved, are most of those ones in which the voter needed to do something, like bring in their idea and then didn't?
When we do canvass, you'll see a report on the provisional ballots. You'll see the number that were not approved and the reasons they were not approved. And I gotta just tell you off the top of my head, I mean, I don't know what the statistics are for this, but when you get to a primary, especially in a presidential year, there's some folks who are just determined to go out and vote in a particular race. Sometimes those individuals are not eligible to vote in that race, because if you're registered with one party, that's the only party for which you're eligible to participate in the primary. If you're unaffiliated, you can choose your ballot. Well, there's some people who just show up because, they, for whatever reason, there's one race or maybe a couple races on which they're focused, but they might not be eligible for it. And those provisional people vote provisionally, and it's just not counted.
That makes sense.
And that's just one example. But when we get together on the 15th for canvass, you'll see the report. And we provide the detail to let you know.
Mr. Quinn,
Mr. Aceto.
this is rank speculation on my part, but I think the reason that we have more provisionals proportionately is because our poll workers are very well trained and conditioned to give the voter all of their options. And the fact that we have more provisionals than Bob next door simply means that our poll workers, I think, are effectively communicating something that isn't always effectively communicated statewide. So I would call it a measure of success that we have more provisionals, because people are voting, their ballots are being cast, those who might not otherwise do it. And that means that tells me the poll worker, all the anecdotes about this, that means someone was patient. They dealt with a voter that probably was agitated at that point and calmed them down to the point where they actually cast a ballot rather than stomped off. And I think it's good news. Now, can I prove that? No. But that's just my impression from talking to the folks that came in, the judges, and came in asking them, what happened? Did you vote provisionals? Yes. What was it like? And I get a lot of stories about someone who, came in that was hostile, but they did some good management of de-escalating
Right.
to the point where someone cast their ballot. So, I think that's
Thank you.
that's something that we should celebrate.
I-
Provisionals that doesn't mean there's something, it doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem. It may be that it's just a sign of well-trained and good communicating poll workers who know how to de-escalate a situation.
I deeply appreciate that perspective,
Yeah,
Mr. Rocio.
Now, as to why Weaverville seems to, I'm not the only person to ask that question.
Oh, I think maybe Ms. Brain knows about Weaverville.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
not
something
about
it.
Weaverville, you say Weaverville, but in West Asheville? We have 3 precincts in West Asheville in a 2-block space on election day. And we've had people that have to go to all 3 of them before they get to the right place. Because literally we have 2 precincts in one building, one upstairs, one downstairs, and then one at the school 2 blocks away on election day. So there can be a lot of confusion.
Yeah, there can.
Yeah, I know Irwin is like that too. Irwin Hills, whatever. You just got a couple where it's just. And I did have some requests this time around. We haven't really got to debrief about the conversations on election night, but there was a common thread of that some of our election workers would like to see more signage. So that people can figure out where, because there's some crazy driveway configurations
Yeah.
at the schools.
Yeah.
And the people who, I can think of Fairview, T.C. Robertson, whatever that library is out there. There's a couple that people get confused, and also because there's some change between election day and early voting. So I got some requests for more signage.
Good.
It's cool. People like to lock things and unlock them and go back and forth.
Let's just sign abstracts and get out of here.
Are we ready?
We're ready. We are ready.
I have 3 supplemental absentee abstracts. With each one, there is a copy of the results printout from the DS 950.
You?
There's only one, and that goes to this guy.
I had 2. I thought you were going to bring up.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, right here.
I know.
Yep.
I thought you were going to bring up.
Okay.
Then the Republican.
I think that was, no, probably next.
There you go.
Oh, it adds up to 52.
Yeah, okay, no, House.
Right here.
Yeah. Governor, Democrat.
Over here. 6, yep. 3.
Okay.
Oh, that's down Libertarian. Libertarian, that's back to the same one.
No, the governor.
Oh, Governor.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay. Governor Republican.
Okay. 14-9.
Yep. Governor, Lieutenant Governor Democrat. Okay. Lieutenant Governor Republican.
Did we have Lib? We didn't have Lib? Well, that's just Governor. That's Lieutenant Governor. What's next?
Attorney General Democrat. Okay. Auditor Republican. Auditor Republican.
Oh, most of them are gonna be over here now. One more. Okay.
Okay. Commissioner of Agriculture Republican.
Yep.
Commissioner of Insurance Democrat. Commissioner of Insurance Republican. Commissioner of Labor Republican.
So we didn't have a runoff on city council, did we?
No.
That one was,
Nope, and they don't, they have different roles. They're top
Secretary,
six, period.
Secretary of
No,
State Republican.
No, substantial.
There's
priority.
18, and we go here.
what do we elect? Do we elect 5 of them? How many do we, 3 of them?
Where are we?
Superintendent
So there will be 6 on the ballot in
Democrat.
November, and you're allowed to vote for 3.
Okay, so in the primary,
You could vote for 3
Superintendent Public.
of the 8.
but there will be
Republican.
6.
Right.
The top 6 of this group.
So we were just dropping 2 out of this thing in the primary.
Okay.
One of whom had already reportedly
That
withdrawn.
was quick.
Treasurer Democrat.
Okay.
50, 66.
Treasurer Republican.
Okay.
Supreme Court Democrat.
96, 23.
Court of Appeals Republican. District Court, seat 6, Democrat.
Okay.
District Court, seat 7, Democrat.
7, 91.
Board of Commissioners, Democrat, District 1.
Okay.
Board of Commissioners, District 1, Republican. Clerk of Court, Lincoln County Clerk of Court, Democrat. City of Asheville, Council.
Is that Democrat?
Yeah, not nice.
That's not gonna, it's gonna be all one, isn't it? Because it's one sheet, so. Okay. 44, 35, 36, 40, 45,
All checks out.
47. Yep. Okay. sign
That's okay.
that was the board member. Wrong place. But that has to go to him too.
Pass that on down to Jerry.
Yeah, Steve doesn't have any help. You don't have any help.
No, I don't. I can mess it up all by myself.
These, we don't need signatures for.
Okay, I'm
They're
good
little
with
paper
this.
clips.
I'll
Y'all
check
are
mine.
ready? You want me to sign it?
You sign yours too. The only one I need is one on top. You don't say this one.
Oh, that's right,
Steve's.
yeah.
Whew. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. Is there any more business to come before this board this evening? I'll remind everybody, 10 a.m. Monday, the 11th for sample audit, 3:30 on Thursday, March 14th for our next full meeting, and then canvass a week from today at 11 a.m. No more business, then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. 7:56. Now.